Hi everyone, welcome to today's recent record reviews. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Hit.
And we're going to be talking about records.
That are recent. What?
So let's get down to it. We are going to record three records today. Actually, one is an EP and two are albums. The EP is by Anomy and we'll get to the albums later. But first, Hidzir, tell us more about Anomy.
Anomy is the production moniker of a man named Benjamin Low. He's a local producer. He's probably best known in the jazz scene as like one of the better jazz drummers out there. Very, very talented, virtuoso man. But this is his foray into bass music and specifically production. And the EP that he just released, is called Hefty. It's big, and it is a big EP. This is an amalgamation of like a lot of like amen breaks, 808 style kind of synthesized sounds, and samples from his own jazz kit and the drum work actually. So what do you think about this?
Like you said, you know, there is a heavy drum and bass influence right here.
Heavy, yeah.
Yeah, and especially, I think you mentioned earlier about how like he's paying homage to like a genre which he wasn't even around for.
Well, most of the people, I guess, like our age, weren't really there during the heyday of drum and bass, but yeah.
It's like, what, 10, 15 years ago?
Pretty much.
It's shit long ago already, but yeah. Like, he definitely infuses a lot of these drum and bass influences with some of the more modern bass genres or so.
Yeah.
And like, I think it actually reminds me more of like Flylo's really early work before he started coming to his own.
I see.
Very melodic, definitely driven by this huge sense of rhythm and melody. Overall, I think that even though it's still very enjoyable, there is not much I can really know about Anomy, like what is his specialty, but like you said, he actually recorded a lot of the drum breaks himself, right? Correct? Yeah. So I guess like there is the ingenuity right there, but I think I would definitely like to hear more from him before I can really decide whether he's definitely like an artist worthwhile. Yeah.
I mean, like from what I've seen live, well, not live, as in like I've seen him in person as a DJ. He's a very, very good drum and bass DJ with good solid knowledge of what drum and bass culture is and what the drum and bass heritage is, and he's trying to infuse that with like his own kind of jazz sensibilities and his sensibilities as a musician in general. I think he's doing that very, very well. This particular EP, with the way that it's structured and like the varying tempos and how fast it is, it's kind of a drummer's wet dream, and like knowing that he's a drummer, like I understand where that's coming from. That being said, this isn't just a drum and bass album. He incorporates like a lot of like the more modern kind of drum and bass influences into it that like producers like Unit, for example, are very fond of. Like there is a footwork influence in there, which I really, really like. I think like all of these tracks work very well on the dance floor, and he is approaching this from the floor mindset, which I really like. What are your concluding thoughts?
I think that there isn't really much that I can really identify that is truly Anomy, but of course it is a debut EP, so that's forgivable. And well, I guess I'll probably rate it a 7 out of 10. It's overall a very enjoyable EP and definitely a good start to his, I guess,
production career.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Although we both have like minor issues with it, we both think it's really enjoyable, and I'll rate it at 7.5 out of 10. Please check it out. This will be released on Phyla Digital, so you can probably find it on all the Phyla forums. Like
Phyla's on Bandcamp, so you can probably find it out.
Yeah, or look for it on their Facebook.
And the next album we'll be talking about is by this indie rock band from Madrid, Spain called Hinds, and the newest album is called Leave Me Alone. So this band is actually hails from Madrid, like I said earlier, and they were actually originally named Gears, and they've actually garnered themselves quite a lot of hype recently, and at the peak of their initial pre-album hype, they actually were threatened by legal action with this other band called The Deers, spelled D-E-A-R. So obviously with this band spelled D-E-E-R-S, still the same pronunciation, and because this band is getting pretty big themselves, I think for The Deers, who are already an established band in New York, they actually threatened them, and Deers had to change their name to Hinds. So
that's pretty ridiculous actually.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've heard that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's insane.
It's actually quite sad because like The Deers have been around for so long. You know, Hinds is just this small indie rock band that just happened to be propelled to stardom.
What?
Yeah, and they were threatened by... They were pretty much like serve papers lah.
That's not cool, The Deers.
I can understand, you know, like in the end... I don't know, The Deers is just protecting their brand, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Hinds is a better name, so you know.
Yeah, Hinds is a better name, so it's better anyway. Yeah. Like and Hinds is more memorable.
Exactly,
so,
for sure. Yeah,
and it's better than Hinds, so you've got that going for you.
A very low bar.
Yeah. I think overall for Hinds, they didn't take it too well also, and understandable, of course. You're already pissed off really just hearing about that.
Fuck this.
Yeah, so I think in the end it has to work out to their benefit because Hinds has been on a roll recently. They've performed at festivals around the world. Actually, in fact, I actually missed their set. I was at Clockenford last year, and they're playing the same time as Angel Hayes. So had to pick one. I went for Angel Hayes. Did not disappoint. So at least I'll probably see Hinds at maybe next year, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, judging by this album, it seems like they could end up on like a Navy slot next year.
Like you said, they're getting pretty big, so I'm sure they'll be touring soon.
They've gotten praise from like Noah Gallagher, then all back from the Black Keys, so definitely a lot of hype. But how does the album live up to it? Hits, what do you think?
I like this album. It's very fun. It's almost impossible not to get swept up in like the exuberance of that band. They are very good for two crucial factors. Number one is like their C86 influence. They're influenced by like a bunch of like old bands, and also some of their more modern counterparts like Tyser Gull, you know, in Waves and you know that kind of vibe, the garage rock vibe. My only issue with it is that like despite how good it is and how solid it is, it's something that I've heard before. Many times. Many times. Whether this lack of originality matters is debatable, but it's an issue to me. How about you, Dan?
Well, I totally agree, and in fact, like a lot of the influences definitely show, along with like some of like the more established acts like Best Coast or even Early Strokes.
Early Strokes, for sure.
You can definitely hear a lot of that in like what he said, a lot of the exuberance of the pop melodies that they have in the songs. Their personality comes through as like these four young Spanish girls who are talking about love, crushes, and just all these different topics that we've heard many times before, and obviously they give a nice spin to it, and overall every time I listen to the album it's very fun, but at the same time it also can be disposable at times and it's just not very memorable after a while. So in the end, like compared to the hype, it definitely doesn't live up to it to a certain extent, but I can see why a lot of people would dig this band, and obviously why they are definitely going to get bigger from here.
Yeah, like I mean, like unlike then, I was kind of oblivious to the hype, so I kind of judged this hype-less, and even then I wasn't too impressed. I did enjoy it though, like its summer pop sentiment is really infectious, and it kind of stumbles and staggers along. It's like, you know, a really fun buddy to hang out with.
It's like Mac DeMarco really.
It's pretty much like Mac DeMarco, exactly, the whole like Australian garage rock vibe. That's what they're going for. It's not highbrow listening, but it's fun and it's part of the charm. But
it's definitely what we expect, but at the same time, I guess since this is the debut album, we don't know where they're gonna go from here. So in fact, like I actually see them teaming up with maybe like a high-profile producer for the next album, so that might change their sound. But obviously, there's a lot to go from here.
Yeah. Taking this by itself, I'm gonna rate this like a 6 out of 10. I wasn't that impressed.
For me, it's about 6.5 out of 10. Still very fun, enjoyable record, but like it's here, I wasn't very impressed.
Yeah. So check it out if you want something fun and disposable, but don't look for too much depth in this. The next album that we'll be reviewing is Villages' new album called Where Have You Been All My Life. This is recorded live and only in one day. This is his fourth full-length release by the Conor O'Brien. I keep saying Conan O'Brien to my friends, I'm sorry. Conor O'Brien.
He's actually a singer-songwriter that is based in Ireland, so he's gotten himself quite a lot of praise in Europe and especially the US. So this is his fourth studio album. He actually just released an album last year, but this he considers as his fourth studio album, but it's mainly just reworkings of his previous albums, and it's all recorded in 1 or 2 takes.
Yeah, so, all in a day and a very stripped down arrangements.
Yeah, so he got some strings and horns, but primarily the sound is very sparse, very intimate. It's just a lot of what you expect from Villagers, but it's just live. So, Hitzer, what do you think about the album?
I've always been a fan of Villagers. I've always considered him kind of like a cross between Bright Eyes and Damien Rice. I don't know whether that's a fair comparison or not, but I think it's pretty accurate. And on all of his albums, he usually brings out the best of one and the worst of one. It's usually a mix. But for this one, he tries to, I suppose, go the more Damien Rice route. Because this whole re-recording and reworking of his old material lacks percussion. He's just bringing on like, you know, piano and strings, and like that's what's doing the heavy lifting for him. And I felt that it was underwhelming to me, because I've seen Villagers live. He came down to Singapore one time. I think Greenhorn brought him down at the Esplanade, like 2011. They are surprisingly, not surprisingly lah, but like they are surprisingly energetic live act, and they just didn't come across here. And I don't quite understand what it was. Maybe this was because the recording was audience free in the studio. Maybe like atmosphere I felt was too polished. I prefer the originals way more to any of the reworkings here, so I didn't even like the reworkings.
I think it's just like his different like state of mind in terms of approaching the songs as well, because he did rework all these compositions just so that these songs would make sense aside one another, because all his albums actually sound pretty different from one another. So I think that the experimentation that he has had in the previous albums definitely doesn't come across here. It's generally very, I would say a bit sappy also at times. It's very emotionally wounded stuff.
But in a Damien Rice kind of way, not in a Bright Eyes kind of way.
Definitely, and especially like he reminds me a lot of Bright Eyes, and I'm not really much of a fan of Damien Rice myself, so but I can see like the parallels between him and Damien Rice right here.
Only when I'm being unkind.
But I think overall it's still a good listen. It's just nothing really stands out here.
For sure.
And especially with like a live album, even though with the amount of effort that he put in with the instrumentation and the reworkings of the compositions, I think overall it's just more like a standard. It's more like a standard companion piece to like his last year album.
It's a pretty bare bones release. I think this may have been like more worthwhile. It was maybe released as like, I don't know, like a DVD extra or something. You know, where like,
or like From the Basement, like
some kind of YouTube series, but like for a fourth full-length album. Nah, I don't think so. I'm sorry, Villagers. This didn't cut it for me.
What would you rate it?
This is a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, for me it's probably a 6.5.
6.5?
Sorry,
that's a pretty good rating.
Yes, I will actually rate it like 6.5.
Okay, so check it out if you want to.
We're making jokes because we're just trying to like cover up the lack of good points we have for the album.
So
overall, it's still enjoyable. If you're a Villagers fan, you will actually enjoy the hell out of this. Especially if you like the songs that he covers here. I think he does pretty good interpretations, just like what he said. Overall, just nothing new, and in the end, as a fourth album, it just doesn't really live up to his discography, which is pretty damn solid.
And if you don't like Villagers, you can buy this as a sleep aid. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it for Triple R today. If there are any other albums that you'd like us to review, please let us know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe.
Peace.